Today, the governor of Texas and a slew of state law enforcement figures gave an update after the slaughter of young children that we saw in Uvalde, Texas on Tuesday. Uvalde, Texas, much like Newtown, Connecticut, will never be the same again. The name of that town will always be synonymous with a tragedy. The pictures of 10-year-old kids who were murdered, the truly innocent destroyed by the very disturbed, is an image that makes all Americans sick. It is devastating to look at that montage of pictures. Breaks your heart. No matter your political persuasion, stories like this gut our faith in humanity, and it is a problem that happens nowhere else in the world like it does here in the United States. That's true. The question is why? Today, politically ailing Beto O'Rourke, now trying to run for governor of Texas, decided to use this opportunity for a viral moment. He said what a lot of frantic and, frankly, illogical liberals are thinking right now. Take a listen.
Sit down and don't play this stuff.
Next shooting is right now, and you are doing nothing.
No, you need to get his out of here. This isn't the place to talk this over.
This is totally predictable when you...
Sir, you're out of line.
It's a guy that 3 years ago wanted to take all your guns away from you, but now running for governor says he wants to protect the Second Amendment, by the way. So he has a lot of credibility on the issue. You're going to hear, though, what he said coming from most of the left in this country. Republicans continue to offer prayers, they say, and nothing else. Republicans are effectively sacrificing children to protect the right to bear arms in this country. Republican policies are murdering kids. They love the NRA more than babies. You're hearing rhetoric like that all the time. It is out of control.
And I swear to God, if I see another Republican senator talk about their heart being broken, I'm going to go punch somebody.
By design of the Republican Party in this country, every kid in every classroom is exposed and vulnerable to a shooting.
We live in a country that shrugs its shoulders as children are being murdered.
So the vague screams of gun control return with this. It is the laziest solution to a problem that we all really can't wrap our heads around. A problem that this country didn't have a few decades ago, a time when Americans actually had more guns than we have today. Think about that. So they say, let's ban guns. Even though we already have 300 million of them, and that's actually less than we used to have, it's also a constitutional amendment to be able to protect yourself, to protect your family. Thankfully, we have already seen what more gun laws produce, and that is, frankly, more violent cities. In the cities with our strictest gun laws in this country, illegal guns are everywhere. Shootings are rampant. We're here in New York City tonight. We know all about this game. If there is one political party that does not know how to solve this problem, it is, of course, Democrats. That will be proven every single weekend all summer long, starting with this coming weekend when you watch the local news in New York and Philadelphia and Chicago and other cities, and you'll hear about all the people that got shot. And you'll hear nothing about any of, like, this weekend's bloodbath from your politicians, Memorial Day weekend. It will be a bloodbath. The kind of gun violence that kills 99% of Americans who are killed by guns, there will be total silence on that problem. But there truly is a problem in the situation, the story that we saw yesterday, these types of stories. They happen far too much. Lonely, disturbed, isolated young men, this country is producing far too many of them with very sick minds, dreaming up the most heinous possible act and then carrying it out. As twisted as it sounds, it is a fad that has become popular among the most tortured souls in our society. It started with Columbine, and it's carried on like a plague ever since. The weapons being used are merely the vessels for the pain that they want to inflict. You start to see why the left just screams gun control, because it's easy. Because the real solution is nuanced. The real solution is very complex. Again, we've always had a lot of guns. We've always had AR-15s. We've always had guns capable of doing terrible things, machine guns. They've been around for a lot longer than this problem, a lot longer than this problem. But that's too much for a political slogan. Finding and rooting out these diseased people before they can commit a horrible act is what we need to do. Where the left makes one good point, is that it is critical to keep people like Salvador Ramos from getting a weapon. Sadly, it's a problem with a very difficult solution in a country of 330 million people. The solution needed to come from his family, or the people around him who knew him and knew he was broken, the people who see something clearly isn't right. And there were those people in this young man's life. There's always those people. This is a really serious problem. Our society is broken. Our culture is broken. It's been broken for a long time in so many different ways. And we are creating very broken people who not only want to die, but want to inflict as much pain as possible on the way out. And when you have people like that infatuated with the idea of getting even with the world, they are going to find a way to inflict a lot of pain, whether they have a gun or not.